think by myself has been thrown out the window with AI. Anytime I have a question, ChatGPT. Anytime I have a problem, ChatGPT. If I need a query answered, ChatGPT. If I need to do something and I need some advice, ChatGPT.
I can't really remember the last time I struggled to write something challenging. And that really terrifies me. Because here's what many people's workflows look like right now. You copy-paste things from ChatGPT, you'll barely do any adjustments if you actually do those, and it looks clear, it looks sharp, it looks professional, right? But here's the thing that is worrying me right now. So, well, everybody is talking about how AI is solving problems, curing cancer, and giving us superpowers. I'm also realizing that my ability to think through hard problems is disappearing. So when ChatGPT brain rot started trending, I dug into the actual science. Today, I'm gonna show you exactly what's happening to your brain when you use AI, and I'm gonna show you 5 habits that you can do in your daily life so you can avoid any brain rot while you're at the same time you keep your productivity wins. So the first habit is, hey, my name is Danny. Welcome to the channel. So for this video, we wanted to create this new series called the AI Reality Series, where we actually help to give you the pros and cons of AI and how to navigate them for you to stay mentally healthy and more productive. So if you find this helpful, please like and subscribe to the video. And now let's go talk about your brain.
Written. But the maybe most damning finding was that after 3 sessions of this, the researchers switched the AI-assisted group to no assistance, and their performance remained bad, even though they now had to write on their own. 78% still weren't able to quote anything they'd written, and their brain activity still lacked the synchronization normally associated with this task.
Know is that your brain is adaptable, and that's a great thing and a bad thing. Like, it's a great thing in the sense, like, if you have been overusing AI or any other tool and your brain is not damaged, right? Like, your brain is not damaged, you can fix it, you can start building new habits towards you can develop it, new critical thinking and critical, strategic thinking and things like that. On the bad side of things is that it's like a muscle, right? Where you don't practice it often, your critical thinking or strategic thinking or any skill that you want to have, you're going to lose it. So that's why a good habit to build that I like to use is to spend at least during the week 60 minutes to 90 minutes in a challenging activity on not using AI at all, or your phone or technology. It's just you and your brain. So turn off your phone in an activity that you know that you're going to struggle or it actually requires critical thinking, and for 60 to 90 minutes, don't use any AI or technology, just you and your brain, and that will start developing your critical thinking, your skills. If you want to sketch something, if you want to write something, whatever skill that you want to do, don't use AI, at least during the week, 60 to 90 minutes, and that's what we call it, like deep work.
I told all my friends about it. I was like, you need to do this, you need to do that, ask it this, ask it that. A year later, literally, I think my brain is cooked. Stay with me. When we outsource something for too long, our brain actually stops feeling the need to produce that same output, which in some cases, that can be totally amazing, right? Like, turn the brain off, let it rest, sure. But what ChatGPT is actually doing is it is turning off the creativity centers in our brain. People are using ChatGPT for creative endeavors, and that is not the point.
And we have something in science called generation effect. What it really means is that in a fancy way of, like, in a simple way of saying it, is like when you create something, you'll learn a lot more than when you just listen and you just copy paste something. So in a way, like for instance, students, whenever like a student is writing notes and is able to paraphrase something that he just learned, then it's able to learn a lot better than it is just copying exactly from the board or from the text or for something it's been listening. And the reason why this is happening is because when you are creating something new, you are forcing connections, you're organizing ideas, and you're creating these pathways in your brain that help cement what you're actually learning or what you're actually thinking, and it's being challenging. So in a way, struggling through creating something and do the critical thinking is what's really enforcing in your brain the learning. So a way, here I'm gonna show you right now a habit to show you how to fix it. Write your first draft. I know, difficult thing, but I will say spend the first 10 minutes actually writing or going through whatever skill is that you want, not the AI, but actually to improve. So if for whatever reason, like you wanted to have like a proposal or something, like go and do a proposal for the first 10 minutes, like do an outline, do the first paragraph. If you want to do a project description, make sure like you actually write down or your first project description for the first 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And it doesn't have to look pretty. It can just be bullet points, main ideas, outlines. The important thing is like you kind of have that critical thinking going, so you can start putting together an outline. And guess what? Then later on, you can give it to ChatGPT to then polish it and making it, let's say, better. But the good thing is like once you kind of give that, you have created those connections in your brain, and at the same time you are actually strategically putting the AI as an assistant. And with that, it will give you a lot more output because it's just not going to give you the generic AI writing. It's actually going to have direction of where you want to go.
2000, The Atlantic ran a cover story called "Is Google Making Us Stupid?" And they basically claimed yes. My point here is that most of us today wouldn't claim that Google is making us stupid, but it's easy when a technology is new to be very afraid of it. And so let's just lay out what we know about short-form brain rot content and what we don't know. There is no data that proves that if you start watching a bunch of skibbity toilet videos, you will become dumber. That data isn't there.
I'm going to tell you something controversial that you probably already know. That is that easy doesn't mean learning. So what actually means learning is to make things appropriately hard, because then is when you actually start struggling and get the brain stronger, literally. So think about something that you struggle. Like, so for instance, if like you retaking a test, it's a lot better than just rereading notes. When you get the uncomfortableness at the beginning of struggling with something or failing on something, and then learning from those mistakes and then create a better product, that's what makes your brain literally stronger. The bad thing, I guess, about ChatGPT is that it makes our life easier, but at the same time, which makes things a lot faster, but it's horrible for us to learn new skills or just learn anything. And that's when you have to really balance it, right? Like if you're going to take things easy and fast, you're not going to learn anything. So you need to start balancing those to where you need to struggle to make your brain strong. So for this habit, it's funny because I had to kind of go back a little bit to when I was in school, and I remember I had presentations, and it was not enough to just read something and that was it. I needed to really understand what I was reading because I knew that I was going to get asked questions and I need to know how to explain those answers. So it was not just enough to read, it was actually me internalizing the concept and then actually be able to resolve like questions based, give answers based on my knowledge. So this is the same concept, which this habit is really to explain it back. So what it really just means that once GPT generates something for you, it's good to just close it and explain the key points. And the main reason it is so you can verify yourself and you actually know what you're talking about. Like you actually internalize your knowledge and you're learning that skill or whatever it is that you're doing, you're actually internalizing the knowledge. That's a good test. So a way that I like to do this is by either or, like once you have the answer, just in a Google document or just a recording or just even just talking to yourself if you're alone, just say like, hey, here's what I learned, right? Or here is what I'm trying to do, right? And then explain it to yourself. And then once you kind of test yourself, like you are actually able to get those key points right, that means that you're internalizing the knowledge and you are not just copy pasting what ChatGPT is telling you. So here is a framework that actually matters. And there's a question to ask yourself, like, is AI being your partner or is it becoming your replacement? So there's the two frameworks here, which is the partner mode and the replacement mode. So on one side, you have the partner mode where are things when things are messy. So you start polishing your outline, things are messy. You have to think through the problems. You have to figure out an outline, a paragraph, a strategy. And then once you have things in place, then you give it to the AI. And the AI, what it does, it polishes the thing. It kind of makes you think of other ideas of how to improve it. So that's when AI really is the assistant. And then you have the replacement mode, which is really what you tell the AI what you need, it generates it, and then you copy paste it and you're done. But the main difference between two is the thinking. The fact that your thinking is what determines whether or not you're getting sharper with AI or you are getting dependent on it. So now we're going to show you a habit of how to make sure that you are getting sharper on AI and not dependent on it. For this habit, we're going to focus on the editing part. So once you have the response or the output from the AI, the rule of thumb for me is to at least edit 20% of it. And the reason why you want to do this is because, again, you want to internalize. You want to make sure you keep your critical thinking high. So it's not just about tweaking words here and there. It's about actually reorganize the knowledge, adding perspectives, double checking that the AI is actually giving you the right information. Because sometimes it will hallucinate or it will give you things that are not relevant, or it will just things without sources really. So you want to make sure you not just verify, but you add your own perspective and tone. And also the editing forces critical thinking, not just consumption. And then also what I will encourage you is that once you have the response from the AI, put it in a document, make sure you can track more or less how much you edit it, and just think about it as a workout routine. The way I like to think about it is like me learning. So I'm giving the outline and I already know the response, but the interesting thing is like sometimes the AI comes with new solutions or adds more to it, where it kind of really makes me think about perspectives and how can I actually extend those or adjust those or make these things my own, but learning. So that's kind of what you want to do for it to kind of balance that. Here's another one I have for you. It's understanding AI logic, because I feel like a lot of times, for instance, it was just a couple of days ago, I was thinking about how I was going to move my business forward as far as strategy on whether or creating content or creating outreach. And I know that the AI gave me a lot of solutions on thinking like, hey, this is a strategy you should do in the first month. And even though some of it made sense, I really had to start questioning like, why? Why is this the answer? What is the logic? So not treating ChatGPT's response as entirely truth. So make sure that you can evaluate those and understand what is it coming from. Because at the end of the day, ChatGPT doesn't have the full context. You do. And it's great that it gives you ideas, but always keep questioning what is the logic behind the AI. So here is going to be a habit that you can do every single time you get a response. So for this habit, what I really like to do is to you ask yourself, why did AI suggested this? And once you kind of have the solution or you have the answer, always kind of write in a piece of paper or just mentally, this works because of, right? So once it kind of gives you an output, you kind of start asking yourself, why does this work? Right? Why is the AI suggesting me this? So, and the great thing is like you can go deeper with it. So once you start kind of having these questions and you're adding your critical thinking and perspective, you can go deeper and ask the AI like, why are you thinking of this? Or give me other solutions that you think could be better if you can start adding context. If you think this is happening, right? So you can start even adding more context to even refine the answers even more. Video, thanks for watching. If this changed your mind on how you think about AI, please subscribe. Hopefully this helped you. Here we kind of help you kind of break down particle systems for people every week. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.